Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in the last episode, we simulated the rest of the season, and we won the President's Trophy with a 52-24-6 record, which means likely in this first round of the playoffs, we are going to get cheese. The reason why I say that is because we obviously went into the playoffs on a little bit of a tear. You could see 7-1-2 in our last 10 games. And the way that the St. Louis Blues look on paper is very good for their record. They won 46-32-4, which is a really good record alone. But you can see their roster is actually probably one of the best rosters I've seen an AI put together in a while. As you can see, they have just a very deep team down the middle especially, but they also do have the winger depth as well, which is crazy. You have guys like Lashoff, Kyrou, Vishnevsky, Rosehill. I mean, the left side's a little bit weaker than the right side, but in general, this team is very, very deep. And this top line is also very young, so this is a team that's been drafting quite well over the last few years. And from a defensive standpoint, their defensive core is also pretty decent, mostly on the left side, not the right side. So I guess they kind of make up for the weak left side on the forward core with the stronger side on the left side of the defense a little bit. And they also do have some solid goaltending where they could turn to literally any guy if they want to. So it is going to be, I think, a tough task for our team to be able to beat them, even though they technically were worse than us. But we definitely need to find a way to contain their top six especially, and maybe even their top nine in general, because I think every single line on our team pretty much gets score goals, which is not very good. But we technically have that same type of ability with our roster, is that we can pretty much score from anywhere. So I'm hoping that we could kind of bounce back and forth kind of with them. And it's going to probably be an offensive series. It would be nice if we could get a good shutdown series from Gabriel Dag, but I think it's probably going to be more offensively driven just based on the fact that both of us have very good forward cores. Here's what our team's looking like going into the first round. You can see we have pretty much just as good of depth as they do. I'd say we're a bit stronger on our left side than their left side is. And that's pretty much the only difference. Like down the middle, they're a little bit stronger because Ryan McLeod isn't as good as Elias Lindholm is, but right wing wise, we're definitely like the exact same. So I think it's a pretty even offensive matchup. From a defensive standpoint, I think we definitely have the better defensive core, but they also could be really good defensively too. And from a goaltending standpoint, we technically have the higher overall goaltender, but he might not simulate that well. So it's going to be interesting to see who ends up getting out of the series. Like I said, I feel like we're going to get cheese probably in this first round, but you never know what could happen. But since we won the President's Trophy, there's a lower chance that we're going to win the Stanley Cup this season. But anyways, let's get into your guys' comments and see what you guys have to say about the season sim. So the first comment is from Michael Dost, who says, "Squeak, squeak, the cheese is coming," and I totally agree. I think this is going to definitely be one of those series that we get cheesed in. I don't know if it's going to be like right away. Like, I don't know if we're going to get swept necessarily, but I could definitely see us losing in like maybe 5 or 6 games just because the AI be like that. Sometimes when you win the President's Trophy, you just all of a sudden just crap the bed. But it could be a 7-game series too. Like, maybe we'll surprise ourselves and do a lot better this playoff run than expected. But I feel like the cheese is definitely going to be coming. And then the last and final comment is from Senator Otaku, who says, "The boring musical notes, as my kid calls the Blues, are a much better team on paper than their record suggests. So that leads me to believe you're going to get cheesed." And I agree. I think their record isn't actually that bad though. So it does actually show a little bit that they're actually a pretty good team. But obviously, them being 5-5 in their last 10, what their actual individual team stats were looking like also suggests that they should be technically a lot better than they were. Because if we go to, I guess, even just Central Division, you could see they allowed how much more goals than us. They're a decent defensive team, but offensively, for some reason, they didn't really score that much. Like, I was looking through their lineup actually at how much points players scored. Their entire top line was only in like the 60-point range, which is very surprising based on the skill level. You could see their power play didn't really do too well. So from an offensive standpoint, they actually under-simulated quite a bit. So that's where I'm thinking that they're just going to completely blow us out of water and score a lot of goals against us. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully we could actually win the series and get ourselves to that second round. But let's get to this first game on home ice. Obviously, we'll have home ice advantage for the entire playoffs, however long that lasts. Let's see what happens in game 1, see if we could find a way to surprise ourselves with a series win. That would be nice. Okay, first period of game number 1. Let's see if this young team can get it done. It's actually two young teams, I guess, going at it in a way, because St. Louis is also kind of a young team, but they do have the good veteran mix in their roster as well. First period. It is 1-1. I'll take that. Kay Gorodov opens the scoring on Askarov, and then Keandre Miller ties the game up for them, so they get a goal from their blue line. Shots are 10-9, and it's a 1-1 game, so very even first period. Does suck that they had a response to us, but obviously it was nice for us to score that early into the game. Can we find a way to get that lead back in the second period? Second period. It is 5-1 us. Holy crap. Okay. Well, I think we're going to score a lot of goals here in game 1, and then our team's not going to score again. Just watch. That's my guess based on this now. Misa and Stankoven, 2 goals in the first minute of the second period, and then Groshek scores as well early on. Stankoven scores again. Well, we're up 5-1. We're out to him 28-19. This is a good start right now, obviously, to this game. But like I said, I think after this game, our team's just not going to find a way to score a goal, because if you have one game where you score a lot of goals, your team just kind of dries up usually. Lucia's made it 6-1, but Robert Thomas makes it 6-2. This is a good first game, though. Lucius makes it 7-2. Love to see that our offense is doing this good. And their offense hasn't done as much as expected so far here in game 1, as we are going to take game 1 by a final score of 7-2, outshooting them 43-30. That's a pretty good textbook effort. Obviously, like I said, though, I feel like our offense is just going to dry up in the next game, because I've seen that happen a lot of times in franchise mode, where your team just shows up for game 1, and in game 2, 3, 4, 5, your team's not scoring as much, right? But Kegaroda from Cairo and Misa, that would being Luke Misa, not Michael. Michael Misa from Hellenius, Stankoven from Michael Misa and Hellenius, Groshek from Palin and McAvoy, Stankoven from Misa, as Michael again from Hellenius as well. And then we have Lucius from Perfetti and Stankoven, and Lucius from Irving in McAvoy. So, 3 stars of the game likely going to be Misa, Stankoven, and Hellenius. So the entire top line likely going to be the 3 stars of this game, I guess. But there was a lot of people on the team with points in this one, so it does show that our depth scoring is really good on this team. But obviously, will that continue into the next game? Who knows? Gabriel Dag honestly could get a star in this game too. He was really solid, which is good because he's had some bad playoffs in the past. Stankoven will get first star with 2 goals and assist. Michael Misa the second star, and Chaz Lucius the third star. So, pretty good game. But obviously, like I said, it's just one game. We need to win 4. We can't just score all the goals in game 1. We need to show up consistently and do this. So if we could do this again in game 2, maybe there's a chance we could actually do good against this Blues team. But I am still a little bit skeptical after that first game. So let's keep the team the exact same for game 2. Might as well. And let's see if we could take it 2-0, well, not really stranglehold, but 2-0 series lead headed to St. Louis to give us a better shot at potentially winning the series. So come on, boys. Let's bring in the same type of effort as last game. Last game was good offense and good defense. If we could do it again, that would be great. First period of game 2. And it's 2-0 us. Okay, we're off to a pretty good start to the series. A lot better than I actually anticipated. We have now scored 9 goals in our first 2 games, or first 4 periods of this playoff run. Kegarodov and Perfetti with both goals. Shots 11-9. Pretty good first period. Can we have a good second period to follow that up? Second period. 4-1 us. Holy crap. Okay, maybe we're actually going to be good this year in the playoffs. At least here in round 1. Perfetti makes it 3-0. Lashoff gets them on the board to make it 3-1. And then Irving scores to make it 4-1. We're out shooting him 23-20. And we're a period away from going up 2-0 in the series. Let's just lock this one down. And yeah, we've been playing pretty good up to this point. Good offense and good defense. Perfetti makes it 5-1. We're playing exactly like we did last game pretty much. Elias Lindholm makes it 5-2. So that's a 4th line goal for the Blues. We get a power play but didn't capitalize. That's okay. We get a shorthanded goal from Ryan McLeod. That's exactly why I kind of brought that guy in, to help out the defensive play on that 4th line. And he picks up a shorthanded goal here as we win 6-2 in game 2. And we have completely dominated the start of the series. We outshot them 37-28 in this game, and we win by 4 goals. It's been a really good performance from the team so far, but obviously I'm still skeptical because obviously they could win both games in St. Louis, and then who knows what happens from there. But Kegarodov from Perfetti, Perfetti from Cairo and Irving, Perfetti from Lucius and Vandermeer, Irving from Lucius, Perfetti from Lucius and Irving, and McLeod from Kyrou and Galvis. So a good game from Perfetti, having 4 points and the hat trick, and he was a +6. Jeez. Talk about great playoff performance. That's one of the best we've seen so far in this Jet series, I think. Irving with 3 points, Lucius with 3 points, Kyrou 2. A couple guys on 1 point, but to be a +6 for Perfetti is insane. Because, yeah, he was +2 better than everybody else on the team, entire team, which is insane. So, shout out to Cole Perfetti, doing exactly what we wanted. And Gabriel Dag, once again, has been pretty dialed in to start this first round, which is unlike him from the prior 2 years, which is awesome. So Perfetti the first star, Irving the second star, and Chaz Lucius the third star. Okay, well, I guess we don't really need to make much adjustments, considering we're outscoring them now 13-4 after the first 2 games. This is a lot better than I actually anticipated. I knew that we were going to be able to score goals because we are good, like, depth and stuff like that, but defensively I was worried that the Blues were going to be able to match our offensive intensity, but so far that has not been the case. So we have a 2-0 series headed to St. Louis. Obviously, this could end up being one of those cases where we go up 3-0 and then get reverse swept, because I have seen that happen a lot of times too. So I am definitely not saying that we're going to win this series yet, because you just never know with this game. It could just throw a random curveball at us. So let's get to a Game 3 in St. Louis. We're going to keep the team the exact same because it's firing on all cylinders. If we're able to end up winning these games as well, this might be a very short episode depending on if we're able to win in 4 games or whatever. So here we go, Game 3 in St. Louis. Let's see if the series will shift a little bit since we're now in at St. Louis instead of in Winnipeg. First period of game number 3. 3-0 us. Holy crap. We're going to get reverse swept. I feel confident almost saying that, which is kind of weird, because our offense has been insanely good at this point. Our defensive play has been good. I honestly feel like all of a sudden we're just going to fall completely on our faces and not be able to get up. Irving makes it 1-0 on a power play goal. Grosek makes it 2-0. And Ryan McLeod, again, who's been a bit of a surprise here, makes it 3-0. Shots are 11-10 in favor of the Blues, but we got the 3-goal lead. Let's just not even score in the second period. Let's just lock the game down in the second period. Not allow them to get anything if possible. Second period. 4-0. I'll take it. Kyrou makes it 4-0. Shots are 22-17. Once again, we're having a pretty textbook game here. Good offense and good defense. If we end up getting out of this first round with a sweep, I think we're going to end up getting swept next round, and our team's not going to find this offensive consistency, my guess. But let's see what happens in this third period. Looks like we're going to be potentially going up 3-0 in this series and having a chance to sweep the St. Louis Blues, but they're going to find a way to reverse sweep us, I feel like. Just because that's how this game operates, especially when you're a President's Trophy winner, you never know. Isaac Rosen makes it 4-1, beating Gabriel Dag. That's okay. Final few minutes, and we are going to lock this one down, and we win 4-1 in Game 3, and we've completely dominated the first 3 games. We're 1 win away from the second round. We outshot them 35-23. This has been like men versus boys at this point, but who knows what's in store for the rest of the series. So Irving from Hellenius and Vandermeer, Grosek from Vandermeer and Misa, McLeod from Yakala and Jaquizi, and then we have Kyrou from Perfetti and Irving. The fact that we didn't score a goal after that second period makes me think our offense is definitely going to start to dry up, but who knows. Irving gets first star, Dag the second star, and Grosek the third star. Let me actually take a look at our player stats here. Yeah, a couple players on multiple points. Good to see our depth scoring being as good as it is. We're just having a very dominant performance so far this playoff run, but obviously it's going to come crashing down sooner or later. I know how this game operates. But we have 17 goals to 5 in this series. That's absolute domination. If we actually win the series, yeah, we're definitely getting swept next round, and we're not going to score a single goal in it, almost, it's going to seem like. Because this is like, yeah, very dominant performance-wise. We're one of only 3 teams to be up 3-0 at the moment. And there's a good chance I think one of these teams will get reverse swept. Anaheim could be that team as well, because Colorado's actually better than they look, I think. And then Montreal versus Boston. Looks like Boston might be able to take out a higher seeded Montreal team, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, let's keep the team the exact same for Game 4. No question that we need to make any changes. But obviously, I feel like we're going to lose 4 straight here. So let's see what happens. We're in St. Louis still. Can we sweep the Blues and get ourselves to the second round with a dominant first round victory? Let's see what happens. First period of game 4. 2-0 us again. Holy crap, man. Okay. This team is really kind of just like throwing all the confusion about the team under the bus. Like, they're like, you guys think we're going to be a first round exit? Well, let's show you. Luke Misa makes it 1-0. Aiden Irving makes it 2-0. Shots are 13-8. Very solid first period. Let's see if we can build upon that in the second period. 4-3. Okay, there's the offense from the Blues that I was expecting. Okay, now I see it. So Vernarski makes it 3-0 with a shorthanded goal, but then you see the Blues show up. Rosehill, Rosen, and Eckford make it 3-3. Or Aiden Irving gives us back the lead. But there is the answer that the St. Louis Blues have been looking for. Watch, they're going to beat us by only a goal, and it's going to be an overtime, and then they're going to win 3 more games after that and eliminate us. That's how I feel like right now, because I think I've seen that happen, that type of scenario. But who knows, maybe our team will be able to close it down. But that was definitely our worst period of this first round matchup. Can we find a way to get some insurance and keep the Blues from fighting for another day? Come on, boys. Let's get some insurance. Let's go Hellenius. That's a big one to make it 5-3. Power play goal. That's a huge one, but Lashoff pulls them within 1 and they tie it up. I knew they were going to tie it up somehow. God damn it, man. Power play for us, and we get the lead back, though. Groshek with a huge goal. Is that the one to win the series? Luke Misa makes it 7-5. Good response by our team. Lucius makes it 8-5. And, well, I guess we are going to be sweeping the St. Louis Blues. So much for the cheese, but our team is able to get it done. I thought the Blues were literally going to come back in that game and win it based on those couple goals in the second period and these 2 goals there. But Groshek, Misa, and Lucius score, and we win 8-5 in another solid victory. Not as good defensively in that one, obviously, but 8 goals on 42 shots. What a dominant first round victory for your Winnipeg Jets, who will be going to the second round for, I think is it the second time we've been in round 2? I don't know. It's been a while since we've been to round 2, I feel like. Obviously, we went to the Stanley Cup Finals early on in the series and won the Cup, but that was when none of these guys were on the team, I think. So, Luke Misa from Irving and Cairo, Irving from Perfetti and Lucius, Vernarski's short-handed goal from Stankoven, Irving from McAvoy, Hellenius from Stankoven, Groshek from Hellenius and Michael Misa, Luke Misa from Jacuzzi and McAvoy, and Lucius from Cairo and McAvoy. Wow. A lot of offense again. Like, every single game has been pretty good offensively. I do not like Christian Cairo being a -3 in that game, but he did have 2 points, so I will take that, but still a -3, And same with Vandermeer. Both of those top guys were getting shredded by their offensive play. Gabriel Dag definitely had his worst game of the playoffs so far. Back to kind of where he was like last year. Irving the first star, Bolduc the second star for St. Louis, and McAvoy the third star, as we have swept St. Louis with a lot more ease than I thought we would. It definitely makes me feel like we're going to get swept in the next round, though. So Anaheim did actually pull off the sweep, surprisingly, and Boston has not played Montreal yet. But let's take a look at our player stats for round 1, and then we will see who we're going up against in round 2. As we made St. Louis into mincemeat pretty much, and easily got that victory. We thought we were going to get cheese, but instead our offense showed up in bunches. Like, if we even just go through forwards, you can see Aiden Irving on 9 points in 4 games. You had Lucius and Perfetti on 7. You had Hellenius on 6. Stankoven on 5. Misa and Misa on 4. And then you had Groshek on 3. McLeod on 2. Same with Kagorodov, Jacuzzi. Yakula had a point. So every forward had a point on our team in that first round. And almost every one of them had multiple points. Almost every single one of them scored a goal. Jacuzzi and Yakula didn't score goals, but they did pick up assists. So that's a very good first round effort from the offense. From the defensive side of things, we got offense from every defender too. Cairo with 6 points, McAvoy with 5 points, Vandermeer with 3 points. Vernarski had that short-handed goal, Galvis an assist, and Palin an assist. There was 4 defenders without a goal, but they did pick up a lot of assists, which is awesome. And then goaltending-wise, Gabriel Zag was very good in their first 3 games. Obviously, that 4th game, he kind of got lit up a little bit. But in general, this team did really well, all things considered. I think we're going to get swept next round, and these stats are just going to go drop off a cliff. That's my guess. So the question is, who are we going to be playing in the second round, and do we have a chance to beat them as well? Because I think our team is definitely really good, but obviously I feel like, I don't know, we're a team that's just like going to get cheesed because we won the President's Trophy. Wow, Skrbek in the AHL got injured with an MCL sprain. That's not a nice injury to have, but we will replace him for now, as the AHL team is also in the Calder Cup playoffs, I'm pretty sure right now. Okay, who are we playing? The Chicago Blackhawks in the second round. Okay, 47, 28, and 7. Likely still has like Connor Bedard and all that, so that's going to be tough. Manitoba just got eliminated from the playoffs, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at Chicago, what they did during the regular season, and what they've done so far playoff-wise, and then we'll take a look at their actual roster. So, Chicago was third place in our division with 101 points to our 110. They were scoring pretty good, 3.71 goals per game, so way better offensively than St. Louis. Goals against wise, they were worse than St. Louis, though. They were the worst defensive team in this division, so that's interesting. Power play percentage wise, they were 17.9, which is not very good. And penalty kill wise, they were very good, 84.1%. Okay, so that's regular season wise, so that doesn't matter too much at this stage. But what about playoff wise? How have they been simulating so far in the postseason? Let's just go to Western Conference to make it easier. So they won their series in 7 games. They were scoring 4.29 goals per game, so their offense was clicking on all cylinders, just like ours, which was averaging 6.25 goals a game. Their defense wasn't very good in the first round, but it's probably going to find a way to be good against us. We were allowing 2.5, they were allowing 3.86. Their power play was 25%, ours was 38.5%, so both teams had very good power plays, and their penalty kill was tragic at 69.6%, ours was 100%. We scored 2 shorthanded goals in the first round, they scored 1. They've been a good road team, we've been good on everything, so, yeah, I think they're going to be a pretty good looking roster. Who did they knock out in the first round again? They knocked out the Nashville Predators in 7 games. How good was Nashville, out of curiosity? They were the second best team in the division, so they knocked out a higher seeded team. So technically they were the underdogs, and they're the underdogs once again against us. So I think we might get eliminated by them, and they might be the team that goes on to win the Stanley Cup as an underdog. That's my guess. Let's take a look at what Chicago looks like. Likely it's going to be Connor Bedard and a bunch of his merry men, I guess. Let's see. Yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot Nick Ehlers is there. Because Nick Ehlers, obviously, we let him go a few years back. And, yeah, he's playing with Connor Bedard and Connor Garland. Very good top line of veteran players. Second line, Alex Holtz, Sean Monahan, Jake Neighbors. Solid second line. A little bit weak with these two. Third line has Jakub Lauko, Noah Gregor, and Dante Guerin. Oh, yeah, I remember Dante Guerin. And in the fourth line of Elmer Soderblom, Caden Bankier, and Jesse Pilarvi. So this is a very veteran-based team on the offensive side of things, with not the best center depth, but they have okay center depth, and their left wing depth is not that great either. Their right wing depth is really good, though. So I think we definitely have them beat offensively, but obviously Connor Bedard, though, is a machine. So like, he probably had a very good first round. Let me see. Yeah, 11 points in 7 games. That means Nick Ehlers, 13 points in 7 games. And Connor Garland had 9 points. So that top line is just filthy. Defensively, Korchinski and Jones, Carlo and Harley, Knizhov and Clifton. That's a very good defensive core. Harley's a little bit weak for the top 4, but in general, that's a very good defensive core. It's also very veteran-based. Goaltending-wise, they have Joel Blomqvist and Logan Thompson. Pretty solid goaltending tandem as well. And depth-wise, they have Damon Hunt and David Kampf. I don't really know what to make of their team fully. I think they're definitely a great team. I definitely think we have the better team, but obviously on paper, the fact that we won the President's Trophy always makes me scared that we are easily going to be eliminated. So I honestly think they might have the upper hand just because of that. But whoever wins the series will take on either Edmonton, which means Connor McDavid likely, or the Anaheim Ducks in the conference finals. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the second round against the Chicago Blackhawks. as we look to go to the conference finals and build off a very good first round. Send anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.